So there's lots of new features at this show. One of the things that got me excited is when a new company to our niche decides to exhibit. Estarli are one of those. They're an e-bike company, and I'm here with its founder and one of its brother founders. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a family affair, or it began that way 3.5 years ago. It's slightly bigger now, but yeah, a bit of DNA at its core.
So this is Ollie, and thank you for letting us invade your stand.
Yeah, I think it's a busy old time. You can't see behind us now, but I've definitely left my brother with a few people to deal with.
He's got a big queue, so we're going to catch up with him in a minute. So tell us a little bit about Estarli. How did it start? What's it all about?
Yeah, I guess we're a bit of one of those slightly romantic lockdown stories where an idea that had been in the business, in the family for a while, we suddenly knew we had to press the trigger on, and we did. So we launched 3 years ago, and we launched into that world where everyone was at home in a pandemic and buying bikes, and it was a really great time to launch and a really exciting time. And the industry's changed a little bit since then. The market is still really huge, and we're looking for different areas to connect with customers, and the motorhome caravan world is definitely one of those, which is why we're here.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, we're going to talk to Alex a bit more about that. Can you tell us a bit about the bikes? I mean, they look very cool, some lovely colours.
Thank you. Yeah, we wanted some bold colours for sure. Our general kind of ethos and approach is that we try to make e-bikes that don't look like e-bikes. So we have two general categories: the folding bikes, where the battery's hidden in the seat post, and hopefully they look pretty normal, and the bikes behind you here, which are our hybrid bikes, and the battery is hidden in the down tube, and they're really subtly branded. The motor is a rear hub motor hidden in the back wheel. So yeah, bikes that really pop and are colourful, and most people still, not most people, but half the people walking over are like, oh, do you do any electric bikes? We're like, yeah, these are all electric, which means we've succeeded somehow, but maybe we got our marketing wrong as well.
Right, an electric bike is revolutionary if you're not a keen cyclist, or of years where getting back on a bike maybe is perceived to be hard work. It's a game changer, isn't it?
It's a real game changer, and what I think has been great here today and yesterday, we've been taking people out riding, and there are a lot of couples here, as you'd expect, and it's a great leveler for couples, because if one of them is more experienced and stronger at riding, then they've probably never really ridden together, or never really ridden together successfully. But with e-bikes, they can do that, because one can have a bit more power in, or one can be using the battery and one might not. So it's a real leveler, and I think it really brings people together. And I think obviously there's this great synergy between people who travel and have motorhomes and want to get around and pitch up and have their base, but then need something to go and explore with, and that's what the e-bike offers.
It just opens up the world. I speak from first-hand experience, I have to say. So what kind of price point are your bikes, just in a nutshell?
Yeah, so our folding bikes are between 1.3 and 1.4, and our hybrid bikes behind you here are around about the 1.5 mark. We make everything in our Berkhamsted factory, which you might see on the screen behind you. So everything's kind of made to order, so you have a lot of flexibility in whether you have suspension or certain batteries and stuff, but generally that's the price range. And our ethos is about trying to broaden the e-bike market so that they are really well made, premium parts, lovingly made by great bike experts, but at a slightly more affordable price, and that's what we stand for.
Yeah, well, they look fantastic. It's a really keen price, I have to say. I wish you every success with the show. Now, we're going to catch up with the other founder and Ollie's brother, Alex, and ask him a little bit more about why this market. So, Alex, why this market, particularly motorhomes, camper vans? Why are you here?
Why are we here? So it's interesting. It kind of happened by chance, really, more than anything else. So it wasn't our original plan or the original demographic that we were looking at, but we had quite a few customers who bought them, who had camper vans and motorhomes, and they started sharing their pictures and information about the bike on forums, and the community just kind of grew from there. And now it's one of our very key demographics and one that we look out for.
Brilliant. And how has this show been for you?
Really good. Very busy. Just such a variety of people as well. Different ages, different types of use cases. But it's been a really, really, really good show, and it's great to just introduce people to the bikes physically and give them the opportunity to test ride them, pick them up, fold them, feel them, and interact.
You're actually going outside with the bike and the customer, aren't you? Letting them ride it.
Yeah, we've got a little test area outside. This one here we're using the most. The problem is the weather, mostly.
Right,
so
okay.
It's often coming back quite wet.
Yes, well, we can't do anything about the weather, can we?
exactly.
Yeah. Well, good luck at the rest of the show, and I hope we see you at a future show. E-bikes are a game changer, as I said to Ollie, in my own experience, and certainly for much of this audience, they might be getting back on the bike for the first time in many years, and having some battery power is greatly appreciated, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's really amazing. Most people come and look at the bikes, and they think of it as a leisure vehicle, and they'll often purchase a bike and come back to us and say, it's enabled my travelling, and it's an alternative means of transport.
Yes.
So you'll find that, especially with a small folder, they're so compact and easy to get in and out of the house. Quite often they're just a great alternative for a car. So if you want to pop to the shops, you can pull it out, ride down to the shops, stick your stuff in the basket in the back and come home.
And even though they're e-bikes, they're still good for you, aren't they?
They're still good for you, yeah. And you can turn the power down. You don't always have to have it on 5.
No, never. Have a great rest of the show. Thank you.
All right, cheers.